Welcome to the livest show on the internet. Yeah! Breaking news! Breaking news! We got Atlanta rapper Lil Baby with an arrest warrant for murder of 2 teens. Let's jump right into the details.
Atlanta rapper Lil Baby to the murders of 2 13-year-olds in the Oakland City neighborhood last summer.
Atlanta police announced 7 arrests today in connection with the teens' deaths, along with the shooting of a 12-year-old. Atlanta News First Madeline Montgomery is live tonight outside Atlanta Police Headquarters. So, Madeline, police believe this stemmed from an incident during a rap music video?
That's right, and they wouldn't name the rapper in the news conference today, but they did name him in this arrest warrant, Dominique Jones, who goes by Lil Baby, and they say they are working around the clock until they can arrest him too.
If you hear a big rapper like Lil Baby shooting a video, it's going to be a big scene.
That's exactly right. And the residents we spoke to this morning say they were so excited to see Grammy Award-winning Lil Baby. But they say that excitement really quickly turned into fear when what they believe was a drive-by shooting occurred. And now Atlanta PD is investigating.
That happened, it was just too much for me.
Residents in the Dixie Hills neighborhood say Tuesday's shooting on Verbranda Street that occurred on the set of a music video featuring popular Atlanta rapper Lil Baby has them on edge.
We just heard pow, 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 and that thing know we da-da-da-da-da-da, and we grabbed the kids, and everybody was just running. It was a whole bunch of chaos.
The Atlanta Police Department's Violent Crime Unit is now investigating the incident that left 3 people shot. Officials say 1 person was hit in the arm, another in the neck, and a third in the back. And while all are expected to survive, police say the shooting may be part of a bigger problem with gang activity.
Several of the individuals in the city that are involved in some of these hybrid rap performance groups are involved in certain conflicts throughout the city. So us as a city of Atlanta, we do want to be proactive in making sure that our gang unit is on scene and at the on front of any potential matters that could escalate as a result of a shooting of this nature.
Woke folks says children and other bystanders were also on scene of the music video when the about 30 shots rang out. And as police try to piece together who's responsible and what led up to the shooting, neighbors we spoke to say the violence is getting out of hand.
It's ridiculous that you can't come outside and have a good time or show some love in the neighborhood because you always want to argue, fight, and shoot and kill, and that's a problem. They need to take these damn guns off.
A lot of neighbors, a lot of families, even kids were there when those bullets were flying around in that community.
Neighbors here frustrated that this music video shoot ended the way that it did. One woman who was caught in the middle of the crossfire tells me she's lucky to be alive.
Between the bullets, it was nothing but bullets, pop, 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 pop.
At least 25 shots fired.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was just a concert. I was waiting for Lil Baby to come by my tacos up.
Chastity Hill says she got caught in the middle. 2 people were shot next to her. A video she took before the shooting shows rapper Lil Baby on set of the music video.
Baby, there he go, y'all.
I thought it was just a prop for the video shoot, but then we found out later it was something different.
Eric Haynes in the homes across the street. His 7-year-old daughter outside when the shots rang out.
I heard shooting.
What did it sound like?
Pow, pow, pow.
Tonight, he's glad she's safe.
Blessed. Of course I'm blessed. I would never want to have anything happen to my daughter.
But the frustration between this community continues to grow.
We have had several shootings, several killings in the district, unfortunately. I actually on the way to a neighborhood meeting now, the Dixie Hills Neighborhood Association meeting, to talk about things like this. And then I got this call and came here, so it's frustrating. It's all hands on.
Went from 4PL to glass ceiling.
Glass window.
Right.
And of course, 4 Pockets 4 had to come to an end.
Why you say of course?
Because all that be going on. And I had to start learning that other people's actions I could be held accountable for.
Right.
I ain't know all that at first. You know what I'm saying? I never would have went that route, but I ain't know. Now that I know, I'd be a fool to just keep the same thing going. They trying to make something out of something that it ain't, because the way they trying to set it up as a system, they gonna try to use it as a game. And it's really the like target. And there's some people who do act as gangs, but that ain't everybody.
Right.
I'm really on the phone with my lawyers looking out the window, and I named it glass window. It got nothing to do with nobody. It don't got to do with
In just a moment, I'm going to show you some pictures of 7 individuals that we were able to take into custody in conjunction with this tragic incident. I stood here and told you the story how on July 2nd, just after midnight of last year, we had 2 13-year-olds and 11-year-old celebrating the birthday of Lamont Fremont. He had just turned 13, and he got to experience about 30 minutes of being a teenager. before his life was taken. And when I turn it over to Major Woolfolk, he's going to discuss some of the investigative techniques and really the gang involvement and the gang ties that led to this incident taking place. But one thing I want to make absolutely clear, and I said it then and I'll say it again, these kids were innocent victims. So when we talk about the gang involvement, these two 13-year-olds and this 11-year-old, they didn't have a gang involvement. We didn't have interactions with them as a police department. They were good kids in the community, and unfortunately, their futures, their lives were taken. So right now we're going to show some images of the individuals that we have made arrests on. So 5 of these individuals we already had in custody, we had arrested. Some of them were in jail on previous charges not related to this. So once we established probable cause, we're able to serve the jails in which they're housed with these arrest warrants. So the first one there is Mr. Sanders. Let me slip in. Richard Hollis. Reginald Thomas. Marcus Crawford. Mr. Mobley. Traydon Crawford. And Traydon is one of the individuals that we took into custody yesterday. And then the final 7th individual is Mr. Ollie Caldwell. If you notice with these individuals, 2 of them share the same last name. It's because they are brothers. So it seems like there was some type of family history of gang activity, gang involvement. And unfortunately, on the night of July 2nd, that escalated to 2 13-year-old children losing their lives.
My name is Major Ralph Woolfolk of the Violent Crime Interdiction Section. And I first want to say the overall theme of this case is grown men playing gangster that left 2 of our children in graves and a community in fear. And we know in these communities that strength is about building community, not destroying it. And in this case, leaving 2 young people in their grave. I want to thank the community that was here with our investigation team from the inception of this incident. Out on the night of the incident, we not only received investigative assistance from this community, but we also saw a community that was full of compassion and love. Video evidence depicted several people in this community pouring out of their apartments, attempting to triage wounds, attempting to transport persons to the hospital, and making several 911 calls from this community that were used throughout our investigation that led ultimately, with their assistance, to some of the apprehensions in this case. I want to also thank the FBI, who has not only been an incredible partner to us throughout this investigation, but has also been a consistent partner to us throughout our fight, as Chief Shearbaum always says, against gangs, guns, and drugs. We have had a consistent partnership with the FBI that has aided us in suppressing our violent crime. And for the investigation aspect of this, Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes before gang violence ultimately took his life. Gang violence that was orchestrated by adults in our city, and cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew he should not have been. And in the subsequent days, we saw homicides and shootings, and ultimately the deaths of 2 children as a result of his cowardly actions. And you know who you are. And I tell you that this team will work relentlessly to hold you and the persons that you are affiliated with responsible for those actions. Ultimately, there are components of this investigation that led back to a prison in the state of Georgia where an illegal phone, a contraband phone, was used to orchestrate these acts. There was a hit called by a high-ranking gang member on the opposite side of that opposing rapper's gang. And I'll tell you today, that gang was Goodfellas. Goodfellas Criminal Street Gang being one of the most hyper-violent gangs in the city of Atlanta. And we will pursue you relentlessly relentlessly in making sure that we keep this city safe and suppressing violence throughout our city. And lastly, I'll say, as Major Malecki indicated, there is still a $50,000 reward that is on the table for additional information.
I'd like to send prayers out to the family of the victims. I hope you get justice in 3 ways: quick, fast, and a hurry. Little baby, you big dummy, you gotta be. They need to lock your ass up and throw away the key. Yeah, they need to lock your ass up and throw away the key, man, because you got blessed to remove yourself out of an impoverished environment and do better for your community and for your family. But what you want to do? You still want to be like you some type of mob boss. You want to be in the gang. You want to affiliate yourself with gang members. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of building up your community, you want to tear down your community. You understand me? These people is not playing with you right now, especially all you gang members in Atlanta, especially you rappers. Lil Baby, you just witnessed what YFN Lucci went through. You just witnessed what Young Thug went through. These folks is not playing no game, and it's not going to be easy for you because these were children that lost their lives. These wasn't grown men that's trying to play gangster and that hard and all that. These was actually children. One child was 13, just turned 13 years old. He wasn't 13 years old, 26 minutes, and you gunned him down. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? Why I said you gunned him down? Because you are in position to make things right, but you choose not to make things right. These folks that had you under investigation for quite some time. You understand me? Quite some time. You sitting up there trying to change your gang name from 4 pockets to glass windows and all that. These people don't care nothing about how you changing their name. You under investigation. Your name been brought up in more than one time. You understand me? These folks been tapping phones and everything else. So you trying to act like you not affiliated with none of this gang activity, but these folks know that you are. That's why you got an arrest warrant. That's why you got an arrest warrant for murder of the 2 teens. You understand what I'm saying? These folks is not playing no games at all. That arrest warrant shows you that they not playing no games at all. Man, you're going to have to turn yourself in. You done graduated college and everything else. Why would you want to shoot a video in an impoverished environment? Why would you want to shoot a video in the hood when you know all this gang violence is going on? See, you don't respect life. You don't respect nothing around you. Because if you did, you will hold yourself accountable and you will hold yourself as an adult and as a public figure, a positive public figure, and try not to do things around the city because you know the city is not all the way right. You know what type of things that you had going on in the streets before you got famous? There's no deadline on karma. Karma come back to pay a visit when it's ready. Now, you might have had your hands clean for quite some time, but what you did in the past is coming back to haunt you. And like I said, man, the people in the community, they just trying to live. These people are already dealing with having to live in an impoverished environment, having to pay all these bills, ain't really got no money coming in, and they got to duck and dodge bullets. That's crazy. And this is the reason why they gonna throw away the key on you, little baby, because your fan base is mostly children. Your fan base is mostly kids. And what happened during your video shoot? 2 kids were killed behind your negligence. You hollering about you didn't know that you can be held accountable for somebody else's wrongdoing. Yeah, you're gonna be held accountable because guess what? You funding the wrongdoing. You promoting the wrongdoing. You're not trying to de-escalate the wrongdoing. You not doing food drives saying stop the violence. You're not making songs talking about stop the violence. You're not doing none of that. But it's 2 sides to every story. This could be an act with the music industry. It might be time for Lil Baby to do another blood sacrifice. Allegedly, the first one was Marlo. A lot of people feel like you had something to do with Marlo getting killed. Now you go back to the hood and these 2 children get killed. Was this a blood sacrifice just for your gain? You know your album Wham was trash, but it's top is number 1 at the top 100 billboards. I don't understand that. The album was trash. But yet it still is number 1 top 100. So you got a lot of explaining to do, man. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, man, I'm sending prayers out to the family members for losing those children like that. It's a lot of people in the community blaming the city council, blaming the mayors. No, you can't blame them. You can't. Me personally, I blame the parents. I blame the parents. I feel as if the parents need to be held accountable. These kids under 18 years old, the parents should be held accountable. If you got children out there in gangs going there shooting and killing people, you should be held accountable. These are your children. These are adolescents. If you can't handle your children, you need to call and let somebody know, hey, my child is out of control. I don't know what to do with them. Can you help? They got a place for them. It's only 2 spots gangsters gonna go. Prison and 6 feet in the ground. Like I say, man, a lot of y'all parents are straightening up your act if these folks will start holding y'all accountable. You and your child go out there and shoot somebody, gun them down, both of y'all getting y'all behind something to prison. I bet all that'll stop. But until then, we're going to continue to point the finger, and this is a sad situation. Don't nobody else go through this but black folks. At least that's all that's shown. Atlanta, you need to get your act together. This is supposed to be the Mecca of black excellence. Now it has become the Mecca of gang violence. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Elaborate. With that being said, if you smell some stink, that's me, Urban Gossip TV, because we the shit.